Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining another episode of the Leverage Report. Super excited to have Andy Childers with us today. We're going to be talking all things MTMP and just excited to have Andy join us and give us some sneak peeks on some of these panel discussions. Andy, just real quickly, I want you to give a little bit of a background on yourself, but just for those who may not know, Andy is the founding partner of Childers, Sleater, and Smith. So thanks so much for joining, Andy, and just share a little bit about your background.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. So my background, I first got involved in mass torts in late 1999, early 2000. For those of the folks watching who were around back then, you'll recall that was the tail end of the first round of the fen-phen diet drug litigation. So we got involved in that. I actually continued litigating fen-phen cases till about 2015. But that was how I first got involved in mass torts. It was a good one to get involved with as the first mass tort. And like you said, we started our firm here, Childers, Sleater, and Smith, in 2001, the very beginning of 2001. So we're in our 23rd year as a firm.
So you know a thing or two about mass torts.
Well, I've certainly seen a lot of my share of the action in mass torts, but I continue to learn new things constantly, especially as the longer I've practiced in this area, I've gotten to work with more and more just amazing attorneys, and I learn so much from that. I'm not just talking about the folks who've been doing this forever either, the new attorneys too. I'm so impressed by the crop of attorneys that's coming through mass torts now, and I've been learning a lot from them as well.
Yeah, it's super exciting, the level of talent. We get to partner with a lot of those attorneys and firms, so I hear you. Well, talking a little bit about MTMP, because that is literally right around the corner in October, and you're going to be a busy man talking on some panels. And so wanted to understand a little bit more. If I understand correctly, Andy, you're going to be giving insights and updates as it relates to chemical hair relaxer and the infant formula and Paraguard litigation. So if you don't mind just kind of giving us any sneak peeks or anything that you want to give everything, because we want people to show up. The discussion is a little bit.
I'm happy to, and just so everybody knows, I'm not making these things up. I actually I've got appointed roles in each of those litigations in those MDLs. I'm the co-lead, one of the co-leads in the preterm infant formula MDL. I'm the plaintiff's liaison counsel in the Paraguard MDL, and I'm a member of the PSC and hair relaxer. So what I'm going to tell you is based on actual firsthand knowledge of what's going on there. And, just tell me where you'd like me to start. You want me to just start with preterm formula?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So what's going on now in that MDL is general liability and case-specific bellwether discovery. We've got those going on simultaneously. So the defendants are continuing to produce to us thousands and thousands and millions of pages of documents, and we are actively deposing their employees. Had one just last week. We got several more coming up in the next probably 3 months. We're hoping to get through as many of them as we can. We've got 12 bellwether pool plaintiffs. The depositions are going forward. The initial set of depositions in those cases are underway. And we are hoping that we can get through those in a fashion so that we can actually get to trial sometime in 2024, be late 2024 if we get there, but that's our hope.
Yeah, that's exciting. Things sound like they're moving right along.
Yeah.
What about hair relaxer?
So hair relaxer, I would say we're still pretty early in that MDL. It's interesting. It's a very large MDL with a lot of different defendants, which is a totally different animal. The co-leads have done a very nice job in that MDL of breaking out the PEC and PSC members into defendant-specific teams because there are so many defendants. And I'm co-chair on one of those teams. I'm a member on another. They kind of link together. They're similar companies. And what we're doing, all the different teams are preparing to conduct 30B6 depositions to get really down into the weeds with each of these companies and how they operate and what products they sold over the years, and then send additional discovery. And in fact, as soon as I get done talking with you, I've got to meet and confer with defense counsel on the for the defendants that I'm the co-chair of.
Okay. What any main challenges with that litigation?
I think the biggest challenge right now is just the scope of it. There are so many different defendants. The products were sold over so many years, and it's just hard to sort of wrap your hands around something that big. But again, I think the co-leads are doing a really good job, especially with how they've broken it out into teams.
Okay. Paraguard.
So Paraguard, I'll say this: discovery has been a tough road. The defendants in that case have obstructed us at every turn, every chance they can get. They have tried to delay. But we're making our way through. We got great leadership. Sure, you know Erin Copeland. She's the lead counsel there. She's doing a great job of keeping the defendants honest as best we can with defendants.
Sure.
But we're making our way through. We got a lot of depositions scheduled for the next few months. We just had our 10 bellwether plaintiffs picked just this week, actually was finalized. And we're also hoping to go to trial in that MDL in 2024. And that's here in Atlanta where I'm based. So I'm really excited about that. The thought of sleeping at home during a mass tort trial is pretty appealing to me.
Yes, that is definitely an advantage for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a familiar face around MTMP. For those that may not have registered or thinking like, oh, I wonder if this is a conference I should attend, what would you say to that?
Well, I can say this. I have attended, you probably don't know this, I have attended every single Mass Torts Made Perfect conference since it started, other than maybe 3. And that was because I had a child born for one of them. And then I was in trial for the other couple that I missed. I can't imagine a better place to go if you handle mass torts, or if you want to handle mass torts, or you're even thinking about mass torts. That's where everybody is. And that's where people are sharing information about what's happening in litigations, and about litigations haven't started yet. They're sharing information about what's coming. And
sure.
So I wouldn't miss it, other than when I've been forced to.
Well, those were good reasons to miss them. And let's see, what gets you, what are you most excited about when you think about going to MTMP?
Well, I'll tell you this. I get excited as soon as I get that first brochure, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It comes in the mail, and I kind of already know what's going to be happening, but just getting that brochure with all the pictures and it's all there and actually spelled out, I really get excited. I start to go through that and start to put my agenda together of the things that I want to do. I'm kind of not so much emceeing anymore. I've sort of slowly phased out of that. I went from doing the entirety of it for every conference to sharing duties with some of the younger lawyers to now stepping back a bit and having other people take over, which has been a great transition too. But I get excited about, 1, seeing everybody.
Yeah.
2, the entertainment that they bring is insane. Sting is coming to sing for us at Mass Torts Made Perfect in the little hall there. That to me is, every time I'm always really, really excited about what we're going to see and who's going to be there.
Yeah, the entertainment, just the amount of information that's being shared. I think also just the networking abilities. And what I have really enjoyed watching is some attorneys that have been in the mass tort space for a really long time, connecting with attorneys that maybe are in personal injury or that are interested in joining mass tort, and how they really come alongside, teach them like, oh, you got to go talk to this person. You need to work with this group. I mean, it's just quite amazing. So there's just so much of that happening.
Yeah, I agree. If you pick out a talk that you want to go to, a presentation, all you got to do is show up for that. You're going to find other people who want to talk to you about the project or litigation, whatever it may be, whether it be the folks who are up on the stage talking about it or folks who are in the audience. You're going to meet other people who are interested in doing what it is you're interested in doing. And so I agree with you that the network is insane. It's just out of this world, the networking you get there.
Yeah, and I would say that I have seen a change over the past, 5 years, maybe longer, where many years ago it was like, oh, firms didn't want to share their secrets of what they were doing or who they were working with. And now it's just like, man, let's all work together. There's plenty of cases to go around. And so let's make sure we're doing it right. Above, we're all on the same page. So
right. And we're also really looking for good attorneys to work with.
Yeah.
I certainly know that I'm not the best attorney out there. Somebody's always better than me. And so, or at various things, maybe I'm good at this and you're good at that, but I'm always looking for new attorneys that I can work with to do better for my clients and to improve myself.
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. Man, Andy, this has been great. I really appreciate the insight. So this wraps up our preview with Andy, and we're just grateful for your time and expertise. And so excited. We'll see you in October. And thanks so much for taking time to do this.
Thank you.